3 podcasts every week. I can't keep up with all the knowledge. I hope you can keep up with it. And even if you can't, we've got TRS Clips, which is the highlights channel of the Ranveer show. Subscribe, hit that like button. But first, enjoy this video. I want to ask you a little bit about the sugar lobby and the big pharma lobby. For people who've not understood these concepts and for people who are hearing it for the first time, I think it's a very important human concept to understand because it's a reflection of the times that we live in and it's a reflection of the urban jungles that we live in and all the marketing that's fed to us and everything that we're told since we're kids, where we're told to attach happiness to soft drinks and to sugar-laden liquids.
Yeah, cereals.
Emotions are tied in to those substances, and they are substances, they are drugs, they're not naturally meant to be in the human body. But through marketing, emotions are kind of patched in, and we're told to think of those as the added amount of happiness in our meals. Yeah. That's so fucked up! That's so fucked up, Kris! But go on.
Yeah, so if you look at, for instance, like they'll tell kids to have orange juice or even adults, and they'll put some sort of marketing associated to it, like fortified with vitamin C. So it's like, okay, that's healthy. Not knowing that you're having 50 grams of sugar when you're having that vitamin C. And same with cereal, fortified by iron or, B vitamins. But that's full of sugar as well. Like I've been doing a lot of tests on these sugars, like Frosted Flakes, the Raggy cereal, Corn Flakes, Special K. Special K is supposed to be healthy. All of these gave me massive blood sugar spikes. If these are being fed to kids, little kids, first thing in the morning, what's going to happen? They're going to have this blood sugar spike. They're going to have these crashes throughout the day, which leads to them going, Mom, I want a sweet. I want more sugar. Yeah. And they get addicted. It all happened in the 70s or late 60s, early 70s with Ansel Keys. Ansel Keys was bribed by about $10,000, I think it was. It was nothing, absolutely nothing, for him to come out and say, we need to stay away from the fats. So no more eggs, no more, meats at breakfast or any fatty sausages or anything like that. Have your cereals. So then Kellogg's came out with the cereals and the cornflakes and whatever. So everybody started having cereals. Didn't come out until many years later that he was bribed by about $10,000 to come out with all this research to say that all these fats were bad and all these grains were good. There was a lot of sugar with these grains as well. Starting a day, nobody's having any protein with that. They're just having this huge carbohydrate spike, but it's great because it's addictive. So every morning and then maybe in the evening while they're watching TV, they're having cereals.
Yeah.
And that's one of the bad problems. And then you have obviously the marketing that goes away with this to say healthy this, healthy that, Special K, great for people on Weight Watchers. My grandmother used to eat Special K all the time, thinking that would help her lose weight.
Yeah, I think the core idea here is to stay away from packaged foods as much as possible. If it's packaged, even if it says healthy, it's very likely that it's not healthy. And if you want to tell whether it's healthy or not, you've got to understand what goes into truly organic food. Like you need to be able to turn that packet around, read it and break it down. And that'll take at least a year or two of self-education.
Yeah. And if you look at the ingredients on the back of a product and it like exceeds 10, there should be some alarm bells there, and if you look at a lot of the foods that have fat and carbohydrates combined, again, alarm bells. This has been shown in studies to light up what's called the bliss point in our brain. That bliss point creates addiction. Like you never see a strawberry and an avocado combined in nature, You don't see that. You either see a carbohydrate or you see a fat in nature. Never together, but we're combining all these together to create these bliss points of addiction.
What is a bliss point?
Bliss point where they'll show scans in the brain where you get this dopamine release after you have a certain food group and it kind of lights up the brain. So that's what's called the bliss point.
Is it an outcome of your blood sugar levels crossing a certain mark?
Yeah, maybe crossing your blood-brain barrier. And then you just create this addictive. They've actually done more research as well with rodent models where they've had heroin, and they get the rodent addicted to heroin, and then they have sugar and they get the rodent addicted to sugar, and then they put both in there to see where the rodent goes towards. The rodent always goes towards the sugar before the heroin. That's how addictive it is.
Wow.
And then obviously if we have marketing that goes towards that, it's everywhere you go, especially for people that don't have the discipline or the motivation to say no, especially if they're emotionally charged, if they're lethargic or they're addicted, they're always going to be addicted.
Mm-hmm. Which brings me back to the beginning of this podcast. I feel it's only difficult in your first 3 months. And as you keep moving forward in your fat loss journey, it keeps getting easier because you realize what effect these foods have on your body. If you enjoyed this video, here's a playlist full of videos kind of related to the one that you just saw. Enjoy.